Hi, this is Larry Galloway live with Larry. Let's talk. I am Larry Galloway, the owner and founder of this conversation. We'll be having a conversation today with some other family members that how they responded to their five siblings being in Desert Storm, fighting a war hundreds of miles away, and how their mother responded to it. And when the news was going off, I got my two brothers here, Terry the Bear Galloway, Jerry the Old Yellow Galloway, and I am Larry Galloway with Let's Talk. First, we're gonna have Terry and Jerry to tell a little bit about themselves, what kind of education they got, college they got, any kind of military experience or anything that's going on in their life. And we'll start with Terry the Bear. How you doing, Terry?
Hey, I'm doing good.
It's good to have y'all here today, and it's a pleasure to have you on this segment.
All right. Well, I'm gonna answer the question. I'm the only one out of the brothers who don't have any military experience, but I do have experience with just life experience. But went to South Brunswick High School. I'm a college graduate, continuing education. Person in the mental health and substance abuse and healthcare field. Been in the field for about over 20 years at this point. Worked 11 years in the school system, dealing with people with conflict resolution, and worked for Charlotte-Mecklenburg School District for just controlling the environment and different things, and have a lot of other stuff. And currently working also with my wife with Busy Kids Cab Company in Charlotte, Fort Mill, Rock Hill area.
So Terry, speaking of your wife, how many you're married, Richard?
Married with kids. Well, at this point, they're young adults. They're 21-year-old Titus Galloway, and then we got Raven, who is 28. Both college graduates. Well, she's a college graduate. He's on his way. He's a senior now in school.
And what kind of school did you attend for your?
My bachelor's degree is at Livingstone College, which is an HBCU, historically Black College University.
So throw it up for the HBCUs.
I'm very proud of that, because you know what? It gave us an opportunity when we couldn't even attend other schools, the PWIs. We was able to have great men, great black men come out for us. Dr. King and even what's my man? Farrakhan, he went to Winston State, He's also a leader.
Hey, what is a PWI, you said?
Predominantly white institution.
And that comes from?
I guess from the beginning of time when...
This when Virginia State was, I stand corrected, Virginia University was...
No, the PWI just means it's not a historical black college. It's like the Chapel Hills and the Dukes and stuff. They consider PWIs. So, which is it's good too, because everybody had an opportunity to gain education, But just back in the days, where we all couldn't go, couldn't go to a PWI.
Yeah. And it wasn't the other way. The HBCUs is what came out whenever we couldn't go to colleges, so it was discovered founded by our forefathers,
right,
but we can get the education that we need. Because the education that we need is a key.
Yes, sir.
All right, and I appreciate you, Terry, for being here today. And Jared, you Terry's twin brother. Mm-hmm. They're the second set of twins that's from Annie and Joseph. And Jared, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Jerry Galloway, as you said. I did have some military experience in the reserves. I also went to St. Augustine College or University and Kentucky State University.
Sure.
I majored in criminal justice and sociology. But right now I am a restaurant manager, which I love doing because I love food, and that's been a big part of our family life, so that's what I love to do.
And you said you major in sociology? Where was
criminal
that
justice and sociology.
Where was that at again?
At St. Augustine in Raleigh, North Carolina, and then in Kentucky State.
Is those historically black colleges also?
Yes.
You're married?
Yes, I am. My wife is Kim. I got 3 kids. My oldest son is Darius. Then I have a 20-year-old Julie Marley Galloway, and then my baby Titi, my baby girl, is 12.
Good. Why are y'all in North Carolina today?
Oh, celebrating. My niece got married.
So Gary, I was speaking to you one time when I had went to Desert Storm because you know you had 5 siblings that was in Desert Storm, correct?
Yeah.
And you had 4 brothers and a sister. And you was telling me how y'all was responding back here in North Carolina, the great city of Winnebo. Some people say Winnebo, but it's Winnebo. That's Winnabow. We call it the bow. How was people responding? How was your family, your mom, your dad, your other siblings, that's Janice and Terry, and your grandma? How was your family responding to having 5 of us plus some of our other uncles and cousins in Desert Storm? What do y'all like to talk on that?
Terry. I go ahead. Yeah, sure. We was younger then, but I do remember it being an honor. We have family members who are protecting and serving for our freedom. But I do remember one powerful thing. I remember Mama having days where we prayed. Mama would always pray, and she never was not of faith, believing that she would actually see her sons and daughter again. So it was a praying time, but Mama had faith. The Bible said now faith is certain things hoped for. And Mama really had faith, and she taught us faith, and she was proud. Was not one time not proud of us, seeing her the kids, her seeds, protecting the country, and
And she was nervous. I could, you couldn't tell because her faith, is overwhelming. Anybody that knew my mama, know how she prayed and what she believed in, and it just transcended. You ain't never see a time where especially in front of me and Terry, we were the younger ones, and then we took care of Gabrielle, who just got married. That's my niece.
Who's Gabrielle again?
My niece who just got married. That's Felicia's daughter.
Well,
so while Lisa was in Desert Storm, me and Terry was at the house with Lisa. With Gabrielle taking care of her as a baby.
How old was Gabrielle when you was taking care of her?
She was a baby.
She had to be. I remember she had the silver teeth in her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
She had to be about
maybe 2, 3, maybe
a little older.
Yeah, I think she was about
somewhere
2.
there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was a baby. Yeah.
Okay, so I understand that your mother, my mother, her faith was never shaken. Your father, how was he interacting with y'all at this particular time?
Well, that was a different time, so.
You can be honest.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
For me, he was still daddy, aka Nate Burner. Mm-hmm. He was always strong. Mm-hmm. So I never seen.
You want to call me anything?
I never seen Daddy waver be like, I don't know what's gonna happen to these boys and Felicia, but he was always strong. And one thing Daddy has taught us was to be strong. So I never seen him waver in anything where he felt like or said, I don't think things gonna turn out good.
What you got, Jerry?
No, it's similar.
Nate Burner. That's Nate Burner. Nate Burner. He was strong.
Okay, I remember one time when I was in Desert Storm, and I said this before that I felt I was invincible. So I raised Mo Kingdom a little bit. I was running around and I was always worrying about my family and what was going on with them and how they was feeling. I know I had my twin brother Gary over there. I had Brian over there. Gray was there, and my sister Felicia was there. And I always was wondering about, I hope they're doing all right, because I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I had no fear whatsoever. The only fear that I told them before that conquered me as I was in Desert Storm, it wasn't the fear of Scud missiles going up or bombs blowing up. It wasn't the fear that Larry Galloway was going to lose his life. It was the fear of how my mama is reacting back here. Every time this bad news come over the TV, CNN following us around in this storm. Every time they following us around, they saying what movements we going to be making. Where the tanks is going at, where the trucks is going at. We there at the King, not King Fowler's in Korea, but we there at Camp Jack and Jill, and what kind of intake we're taking there for as missiles and bombs and stuff that's going on. And I remember this one incident. Now I want y'all to feel me on this, because this one incident that somebody came to my mama's house, knocked on the door, crying, saying they were sorry because they heard that one of us, meaning me, had lost their lives. How did my mama respond to that? Would one of y'all like to touch on that? It's kind of hard.
Jay, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You want to touch on it? You want me?
Yeah,
Go ahead and touch on it, Terry.
I remember Mama. She still was not like overly emotional or showing signs of sadness or anything. And I don't remember Mama being like moved by it. I just remember she kind of was still even. I hate to use the word even killed, but even killed and smooth.
Because my
She
understanding,
was calm.
yeah, my understanding was she's saying that the men in uniform didn't come, and if anything had happened to any of us, that the men in uniform would come first. Is that right, Jerry?
Well, it's just her faith and faith alone. And I mean, it just, you know how you know something, you don't believe it. You know what I mean? Like it don't make sense. So faith in itself is just, it didn't make sense at the time.
Are you saying is this that God said, I'm going to take care of them, I'm going to bring them back to you, so whatever you say until I get other evidence is not fact?
Right.
So we into this a little while. We feeling pretty good, we good. So what we want to do is tell me how you feel, how each one of y'all feel when y'all was hearing stuff and y'all know that y'all brothers and sisters was over there, but y'all know that your cousin was over there, and at any given time, their life can be snatched away from them on a foreign land and you never see them again. Go ahead, Jay.
Looking at, and everybody looked at TV and stuff back then and read the newspapers and all that stuff. The thing for me is it was still that sense of pride though, and growing up in the church and having that, I guess they say that old time religion, and you have faith, and it was never a time that I really wondered whether y'all were gonna make it back or not. I never looked at that part of it. It was always like, when are they coming back? You know what I mean? So it was more of the, like I can remember when y'all came back and hearing the song and seeing y'all getting off of the buses and stuff like that. So for me, it was never a time of if they're gonna come back. It was always, when are they gonna come back? So that was my thing.
And before Terry answered that same exact question, I just want y'all to know this is Let's Talk with Larry. Let's talk about it. You can go to the bottom of the screen and subscribe, and you'll be getting these messages and other videos that we're going to try to put out once a week. We're not just going to talk about war. We're going to talk about religion. We're going to talk about race. We're going to talk about food. We're going to talk about exercise. We're going to talk about everything that's going on in the world. So if you go to the bottom and subscribe, Let's Talk with Larry. Let's talk about it. It'll be much appreciated. Now we're going to go back to Terry about the same question that Jerry just answered.
It's funny for me because at that period of time, we was involved in sports and everything. But for me, it was like more of a bragging right, because I was like, my brothers and sisters, my heroes. Because it wasn't too many people that I knew that could say they had that many siblings over there fighting for the country. And I wasn't even thinking about, oh man, this might happen. I was just thinking, and I guess I was believing in the faith that Jerry was saying, but I was more excited to be like, Dad, these are real heroes. These ain't people that we read about in the history books. These are real people that grew up and have helped take care of me, taught me how to lift weights and do different stuff. And I'm like, these are real live heroes. And it was a blessing to be able to walk around. It was almost like an honor to be here and walk around and be able to say, hey, man, my brothers and sisters, what they doing? Well, a lot of people, this is going around with your regular day in America, barbecuing and hanging out. But I'm sitting here thinking like, man, we got real live heroes in our family for generations.
For generations, because I was just thinking about Uncle Van, Uncle Norman, all those. Uncle Van went to World War II, and when he came back, and I had said it on an earlier video that he was treated different because, he was black. He couldn't get the GI Bill to buy a house or go to school when other people could get the GI Bill to buy houses, go to school, and get generational wealth. But we didn't stop there. We continued with the other generation of Galloways and other parts of our family that continue to serve this country in the United States military and defend the Constitution of the United States. It's been a pleasure talking with y'all. If y'all have anything else that y'all want to say, I'm going to step over here out of the picture because I want y'all to give a shout out, because y'all faith evidently played a great part in y'all staying stable. So like my mama, which always said, start every fight on your knees. Kept y'all stable. I heard my twin brother say this 1,000 times. Keep every fight. When you start a fight, start on your knees. This is Larry Galloway. Let's talk about it. This is Jerry and Terry, my twin brothers, and I'm gonna step out the way because I want them to give y'all a shout out for the last part. Go ahead. Some faith and words of encouragement.
You know, it's really beautiful that you're doing this. Because some people really need to hear the story and be able to relate, because a family and that they're familiar with. But you know, God is definitely good, and it's been great being on the show. You know, just keep the faith, because I think prayer really do work, and I believe it really worked because all my brothers and sisters are still here with me.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, a lot of people lose siblings and uncles and loved ones every day, and they're here with me. So it couldn't be nothing but God. I remember Mom used to say that it's got to be God. He got to be real. You know, so just keep the faith.
Jerry.
Yeah, that's it, man. Faith is the most powerful thing that we got. You know, and no matter how you start your day, you know, you should start out praying. You know, I'm nobody to tell anybody that know me know I'm a wild card sometimes myself, but you know, I keep the faith and I pray, and literally I believe, and I'm always gonna believe, and I'm always gonna try to get somebody else to believe. You know, me and my wife, I had talked to my wife about it sometime, about having faith and what faith will do for you and how it carries you. So that's just the reality for me. I never lose the faith in it, and you know, it started from day one, and it'll always be there. So if you can help somebody, you know, experience that same kind of a feeling, or give them words of encouragement, please do, because faith is powerful.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you have been live with Larry Galloway. Let's talk about it. But part shout out to everybody. Remember that Jesus Christ is Lord of all and not Lord at all. Live today like it's your last day, because one day you will be right. Power to the people.
God bless.
God bless you.